budget. Go to table 2. It is 362. Wage is 232. It is 330.
Wage is 222.
Wage?
Yes. Chain table 2.
It is 232, sir. I'm looking at the table 1.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Chair.
Yes. It's the wage expenditure that is 222, which has 61. No. So you had now, if you get 364, and you take away wage, how much money do you remain with in the university? We are just doing simple math. 364.2 minus 332.3. How much do you remain with? It's 131. And if you were to carry, that is wage. If you are to take away non-wage recurrent, okay, which is for running, fuel, blah, blah, those other things, which is 116. That means the bulk of your money that is not attached, is flexible, is 118, is in a project. Because this one, you are just a conduit for somebody's salary, okay, and for running office. So that's why I've told you, is that in the university, if you don't keep an eye on this other is literally tied money. Wage, your development budget at the entire university is just 15. But here you are speaking about 118 billion in a grant. And if I asked now accountability for it, offhand, you don't know.
Mr. Chairman, you raised a very important issue, and I heard the accounting officer.
In the absence of that, whether it is, that's why you are there every day, sir. Whether it is $1,000 or $2,000, the law tells you it must feature in the main budget. I'm now going to take you to a page where you see where these distortions lead you. When you go to financials, go to page 15. Statement of appropriation on approach based on classification of expenditure by name, by nature. Now you see your total revenues. The initial budget, you had 455. Do you see on this table? Just by now, when you look at the audit report, your total budget, initial budget is 400 and what? And 55. You even did an adjustment. You got a supplementary of 10, which went to 465, which actually performed at 457. Can you reconcile that with this table?
Here, my colleagues in finance can only help me. So
So you need some time, we give you some time.
Chair, more heads can join the
Chair,
accounting office.
Well, your accounting department can.
Colleagues from the finance team are trying to reconcile that with the Auditor General's figure in the table 1 and 2 on page 9 of the Auditor General's report. The one we can confirm now is the figure on under note 9 on page 27. But we appreciate the time which has been allowed.
And on page 15, you under 27 and 15, you are saying those are correct.
On page 15, Chair, there is a variance for compensation of employees. I don't know whether you are there. There is a variance of about 80 billion. Look at revised and actual and juxtapose it with your page 9.
Yes, because the variance on page 15, Chair, is money which was not spent and was returned to the consolidated fund, the 10 billion.
But sir, if you are saying you are trying to reconcile note 9 with table 1 and 2, specifically which one, which table, and which figure? There are two tables. Because note 9 talks about the total of 39, 239 billion 150 million.
And remember at the very beginning, accounting officer, I asked you, for purposes of record of the answered, whether you agree with money appropriated to you under this table. You said yes. And it entered the Hansard.
Chair, I don't know.
And now you are saying you want to run away from this table and go to the books of accounts. That amends your area. And that's why I took you step by step. I said, are these figures right? Because down the road, we are going to look at them and interrogate those figures. We first enter the...
Chair, we beseech you to allow us to take the wind of the team looking at the figures.
But you know why I'm saying? These things are so fundamental. So first call the money. I hasten to add that these remain unimplemented despite having received and spent the money. So now, quickly, in my own world, did you do a mischarge or a diversion?
29 billion.
Thank you,
Because
Chair.
you can quicken that, we know where it leads to. We can interrogate this, but now with our experience, we know what it did. Did you do any mischarge or diversion of funds?
Chair, we did not mischarge or divert any funds. We had a conversation with the auditor on the challenges we had with quantification of activities on the PBS system, largely because of the system limitations, which only allowed a limited amount of information to be provided.
Our experience here, we don't take that answer. You have a source document. Forget about the PBS.
Chair, we have the source document which details all the quantification of these activities and the report of their performance. We have it, but unfortunately, by the time we agreed with the auditor that we can refer the source document, the exit had been finished.
Auditor, you deliberately threw these people in the bus.
Chair, they listened to us, but we had finished the audit exit and a ruling had been made on the query, so it was upheld.
Honorable Chair, if you may allow, the fact that you were not given
It here before the end of the meeting.
then what have you come for?
Chair, we seek your indulgence to
Is the
submit it before
document,
the end of
is
the
the
meeting.
document available?
Yes, it is available, Chair.
Then, Chair, I beg that you permit them to bring it. You lay it on table because
It means you have it here.
Makerere is not very far.
Chair, we can lay it in like 1 hour.
And there are borders moving between Parliament and Makerere.
Border, the deputy here.
So, Chair, we
This is
have
an
some colleagues
emergency,
who
you can't-
stayed. We will arrange for it to be brought.
You want us, I'm hesitant to turn this committee also into an audit bureau. neither do we have time nor the expertise. Because this document ought to have been given to the auditor, and you clear your table before exit meeting.